Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca and I am here today to talk to you about my moon journal, how it went in January and how I've got it set up for February. But first, if you hear my dishwasher, sorry, it's my dishwasher and I need clean dishes. So what are you gonna do? And if I wanted this to go up today, that means I had to film now. Anywho, let's just dive right in. If you missed the first video of how I set this up, that is linked up above in the cards. You can go and check that out. I have not updated my index, but let's go right to January. Boop. And I'm filming this the same day you're going to see it, so there's already some use going on. So January overall, it went really well. My moon tracking, I used this page a ton. I referenced it every single day. I filled out all of my intentions and all of my releasings. But I did figure out that I definitely wanted to put my releasings before my intentions. And this is the page where I was referencing this. So I would come here, I would look at what the moon for the next day was going to be. And then I would reference this page and try and get an idea of what kind of intention, what kind of active energy I wanted to work with for that upcoming day. And I would write it here. And then that's the same thing that I note in the top header of my bullet journal, which my February setup of my bullet journal is linked up above in the cards as well. So those went great. My tracking with the moon. I haven't fully examinated this. I haven't dissected the information or really sat with it. However, it was really interesting to see. I love how it looks. I added my cycle days down along the side because I wanted to see that correspondence as well. January was a pretty, it was an okay month. There was a lot of down time, but also a decent chunk of purple, which is good. So, and a big thing was I did not sleep well in January. I was sick at one point. I was staying up too late. I was sleeping in too late. I really work best currently when I sleep from 11:30 at the latest to 7:30. That's a perfect time for me. It's 7, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 hours of sleep, and it's a good natural time to my body. But I am going to be trying to shift it. I am going to be trying to shift it a bit earlier, specifically my wake-up time, because of family house reasons. Anyway, I also find it super interesting that January was the star card for my month, and I had a ton of dreams. A ton of dreams, quite a few magical things, a lot of nights of tossing and turning. Not very many nights where I slept well. So there's that. And then I did, funny story, I said I'm not going to do a thing every day. And then that's exactly what I did for most of January. I had just gotten the Dream Visions Tarot, which the video of my unboxing of that is finally live, and it is up above in the cards as well. So I was so excited about this deck that I started pulling cards for it in the evening with my moon, which I did really love, but then it just got old. There's just too much going on, and there's other things coming out that now are requiring more attention in the day. So it just wasn't working. So I did do that for several days. I did my new moon seeds, my readings, and as you can see, it's just a lot of doodling and journaling. I did some brainstorming for what questions I wanted to do for my full moon and Cancer reading. I'm having this, and here is that reading. I'm having this weird thing with my readings that using my combination of my Starseeker Tarot and my Heavenly Bodies for my full moon and new moon feels a bit too structured. It's just not feeling as intuitive and flowy as I want those readings for me to be. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. So I've got some more, and this would be the point where I was like, where I finally just decided, okay, I'm just going to let myself not do this anymore. So I did a daily in here up until the 23rd. Here's my moon return reading. So I'm keeping one bookmark on my last moon reading. Oh wait, sorry, here's the last day. And then as you can see, we've gone right into February. It's the same theme as in my main journal, my bullet journal. I decided not to color the background yellow because that would take a while, although it does look a bit like it's missing it. The moon phase calendar I have going, it's still pretty much the same, except I added one thing. I added another page that I'm referencing all the time in this, is this page right here. So I put, beside the phases, I put what they're for: seeds and intentions, growing wishes, perseverance, crossing the finish line, surrender and release, resting, adjust goals, healing. So I'm going to try working with the phases more. I've got the void of courses, which, just for the record, it doesn't follow the strict traditional void of course definitions, which is a lot more rare, but it's still, I want to see how this plays out. The ingresses, the aspects, like the big aspects going on in my chart between planets and the moon, and then my houses. I have my releasing, so now you can see how it actually works. So last night was the first. At the end of the night, I wrote what I wanted to release for the day, and it's others' expectations. And then after I write that, I wrote what I wanted to embody and what I intended for today here. And I wrote that last night. So I wrote sunny energy. And then I've got the moon and me spread, where I am just trying to continually gather this information so I can look at it and examine it later. And I added a box for the cycle, so that way I have it just nicer and neater. So I'm very much loving this. And then I have a new spread, which uses this, and this occurred to me. This is my Moon Oracle by Carolyn Smith and John Astrop, the same creators of Oracle of the Radiant Sun. It came with this bow in it, and I don't know how to get rid of it. So if you know any ways to get rid of bows in decks, please let me know. Because in all truth, this bow really does drive me crazy. I'll still use it, but it legit does bother me. This deck has its whole own system. It's got moon phases cards, which are not specific to the moon sign. They're specific to elements. So there's earth, there's earth moons for all the phases. There's water for all, air for all, fire for all. And then if you look in the guidebook, it tells you the general of like a waning earth moon, and then it tells you what it would be for Cancer, or for Capricorn, for Virgo, and for Taurus. Just to give a bit more specifics, right? So it's got those types of cards. It's got, these are moon mansions. And this is a very old type of astrology that, to my understanding, does not get practiced really these days, which I am extremely interested in. The reason, again, to my understanding, which admittedly is limited, I haven't done a ton of research into this yet. The reason it stopped being used was because of how fast the moon moves. So this is a moon mansion, and the way they did it is they took the signs and they split it up. kind of like how in how you can get that wheel where it's like the first 10 degrees of a sign is this tarot card, the middle 10 degrees is this tarot card, the last 10 degrees is that. Kind of like that. And so they have the moon mansions. And I really want to study this and learn more about it. And then the other types of card they have are the goddess cards. So how convenient of this deck to show us all three types of cards. Anyways, when I first got this deck, it felt like it was just for me. It felt like it was completely just mine, for me, not for anyone else. And I used it that way. I used this for all my moon readings. And they were powerful readings, and I loved it. And it sat on my altar, along with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun on the other side. And then I got it into my head that I wanted to try a reading with it. And I tried it with a friend, who's also a client. And I did the reading. And it went great. But I didn't like doing it. And then I know this is personifying my decks, but it was like the deck was mad at me. Like, this was supposed to be for you and me. We were supposed to have a sacred connection. You fucked it up, bitch, kind of thing. Like, legit, it felt like it was mad at me. And then I don't know, I think I was mad at myself, too. I truly don't know. But I'm actually really attached to this deck, even though I don't use it a ton as it is. So it occurred to me that I could do a daily tarot practice with this deck like I do with my tarot. So just like the tarot reflections, I'm doing the same process with this deck to study it. And like, come on with this bag. Come on with this bag. It's gorgeous. Oh, gorgeous bag. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So, what I'm doing in the morning is after I pick my tarot card, I pick a moon card, and then in the evening I read the guidebook to study the deck more. And I'm very excited to do this, and I'm gonna do it until I don't feel like doing it anymore. So even if that's months and months and months of studying this deck, I'm still gonna do it because the whole point is I want to learn this deck. I want to learn this. I want to find ways to use it. So that's what I'm doing with that. And that is it for my moon journal. So my monthlies in here, honestly, what happened was, like, I want to find a nice page to sit on. Whatever. We'll just look at this page. Honestly, what happened was, like, I started and I was feeling really into my moon journal. I was really loving this, but I was feeling kind of meh about my bullet journal. And then I started leaning more into my bullet journal and I started feeling great about that. And then I started feeling more meh about this, which is when I wasn't doing as much. And it kind of, and it was too much. I was trying to do too much. And this was created to be a support. This was created for a very specific thing. My daily journaling is in my bullet journal. So I was crossing lines and crossing hairs, and it was too much. So I had to peel this back. And now in the evening, I spend a few minutes in this, much less. And I spend my time in my bullet journal where I want most of my time to be. And then I also have time for the other new things that have come up that are going on in my practice. And yeah, so that is my moon journal for the month of February. Please let me know in the comments down below how you liked it. If you have any thoughts, have you decided to give a new journal a try this year? How did your first month of journaling for 2022 go? Was there stuff that was just too much and you had to recalibrate? What's going on? Share about it in the comments if you feel like it. I love chatting with you guys down there. And while you're down in that area, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that bell notification so you can come on back. In case you missed it, I did post in my community tab to let you all know that my posting schedule is changing. Mondays are supposed to be my day off, as are Sundays. And posting videos on Mondays means I wasn't taking either of those days off work. So I've shifted it. My videos, the videos you can expect from me is twice a week still, on Wednesday and on Saturday. And that gives me my days fully off. So there you go. I'm going to let you go here because I have a lot of work to do today and I have to get to it. So I'll see you all soon. Lots of love. Bye.